Consul General for the Littoral and Southwest regions, His Excellency Safiu Olaniyan, as he moves to a superior position in Kenya. He is a man considered to be an important pillar in consolidating friendly and brotherly relationship between both Cameroon and Nigeria. Mange Venasius with details.
It would have been a fruitful diplomatic mission to Cameroon for His Excellency Safiu Olaniyan, the outgoing Consul General for the Littoral and Southwest regions, who has rounded up his diplomatic stay in Cameroon and Littoral region in particular. Reason why the Nigerian community in the region came out over the weekend for a send-forth party of one whom they considered a God-sent leader.
Thank God Almighty for giving us somebody like His Excellency Safiu Olaniyan. He has been a really top diplomat, somebody that has Nigeria in mind. He's a visions ambassador and consul general. I mean, he's somebody that we can always rely on. In fact, I can say that his little time that he has spent together with us has induced in us very much meaningful things that can enable us to go to the next step.
Given the nature of the Douala mission for Nigerian administrators, one who successfully handles this assignment is qualified for greater administrative positions.
I've been in our culture here that in Douala, most of the consuls that have been sent here, after serving here, going to the next level, automatically they become an ambassador, which proves that if one is able to contend and handle the people of Littoral region, automatically he can be able to go anywhere and get things well done.
He has been a man his fellow compatriots acknowledge as having a good spirit of a leader.
He's a good ambassador because he don't discriminate. He loves all the Nigerian community without no discrimination.
Like one man, they came out to wish him well in his new mission.
This very man in question has a lot of things in his upstairs, which has deposited in the mind of the Nigerians here in the Littoral and West region as the Consul General before he goes.
As a good father, he called on his brothers back in Cameroon to remain united and law-abiding in their host country.
They should continue to be law-abiding and be their brother's keeper.
In his own way, he recognized the efforts of those who have distinguished themselves during his stay in Cameroon by offering meritorious awards. Gifts were presented from the Nigerian Union and other individuals to mark the send-forth of the outgoing Consul General, who is moving to Sudan in a new capacity.
Still in Douala, the Cameroon National Spelling Bee competition rounded up over the weekend with an inter-regional championship between the Littoral and the center regions of the country. Mange Venasius in the following report says it was a tough competition that demonstrated the high level of mastery of English words by the spellers. Mange Venasius.
It is a duel pitching two schools from the Littoral region and 4 from the center, vying for the pioneer position of the national champion for the Cameroon National Spelling Bee competition for the secondary section, Forms 2 and 3, and Years 8 and 9 for Cambridge education. Taking place in Douala, Cameroon, Saturday, May 15th, 2021, 10 finalists from these two regions began the race. After the 10th round, eliminations began. The race continued until 5 candidates were out. The round of 5 began to produce 2 candidates. With the competition narrowed to this level, speller number 4 from the Littoral region succeeded in knocking out his rival to wear the crown as the ever first champion of the inter-regional Cameroon National Spelling Bee.
Of the Cameroon National Spelling Bee and Broly here, I present to you the 2021 Spelling Bee Championship Trophy. You can grab it. Can we put this?
A victory, he could not hide his impressions.
I'm very happy because it's like a dream that is realizing. because if not on my coach, my parents, my family, I wouldn't have been champion. He was always saying that I'm failing words, that how can I be a champion, that I should correct, I should learn how to spell better, and now I'm champion. I'm very happy.
The tight nature of the competition demonstrated the hard work carried out by the trainers and the organizers.
So I think it's a very good thing because I saw young people, age 13, 12, spelling so well, and we had to go up to the 10th round in order to be able to have someone eliminated. So I'm very impressed, and I'm happy that this spelling bee that was started by the American Embassy and has been taken over by Cameroon is continuing, because it's going to build minds, it's going to help Cameroonians, and we have people who are going to be able to conceive ideas tomorrow for the development of this nation.
It should be noted that over and above the prizes, the target is to have these children spell English words and use them correctly in their daily lives.
I think you're impacting a lot of lives, positively, helping kids to improve on their public speaking and their teamwork. You know, the truth is, after this event, these kids will never be the same again, like when they started.
Reason why organizers are widening the scope of the competition in future editions by including those from the French subsystem of education for cours moyen de 6e and 5e. And so it is for the schools and parents to have their own children participate in this competition that builds their language power.
To round up with stories within Cameroon, we now take you to Akonolinga, which is in the central region of the country, where members and executive of the Nyong Mfumu Federation of the MR political party have officially been installed. The installation ceremony was chaired by the national president of the party, Samuel Bilong. Ate Bonaventure tells us more.
The Mouvement Réformateur Party now has its base in the Nyong Mfumu division in the central region with an elected executive body. Members of the divisional branch led by Joseph Mvogo were installed in Akonolinga by their national president Samuel Bilong.
We
left the big cities to go to the subdivisions and the suburbs. This proves that Mouvement Réformateur is present in divisions, subdivisions, and right in the villages. That is the key to success. The party has as objective to oppose every policy and initiative that is against the general interest of the local population and propose adequate solutions to problems plaguing communities such as underdevelopment and youth unemployment, amongst others. It was not easy bringing people together for a local base for a party like ours. With the commitment and dynamism of our members, I believe we are going to succeed. Mouvement Réformateur was created in 2006 and envisages to install its basic organs in 40 divisions by the end of 2021.
On to news stories out of Cameroon. In the Democratic Republic of Congo, President Denis Sassou Nguesso has chosen a new government which includes 34 members and 4 ministers. Among the ministers is his son, who is minister in charge of international corporations. While in South Africa, ex-president Jacob Zuma has returned on trial as he faces charges of corruption, money laundering, as well as embezzlement of public funds. And finally, today in Zimbabwe, the Justice Minister has accused the judiciary of being captured by foreign forces seeking to destabilize the country. Let's have details of these stories with Rogeatu Buba.
The Republic of Congo's president, Denis Sassou Nguesso, has chosen a new government that includes his son as well as an opposition leader. The previous government resigned earlier this month in a procedure moved after Sassou Nguesso, one of the world's longest-serving leaders, easily won a 5th term in March election when his main opponent died of COVID-19 on polling day. According to an official statement, the new government has 36 members, including 4 ministers and 8 women. Among the new ministers announced was Sasu's son, Denis Christel Sassou Nguesso, who was named Minister of International Cooperation. The president has been in power since 1979, except for a 5-year period after losing elections in 1992. Former South African President Jacob Zuma goes back on trial facing corruption and money laundering charges linked to an arms deal with the French defense firm Thales. Zuma has maintained his innocence from the beginning. He has also claimed that the corruption case against him was nothing but a witch hunt and a campaign by his political opponents to see him imprisoned. The case involved 783 questionable payments Zuma is alleged to have received from Thales in connection with the arms deal. He has submitted a string of unsuccessful series of appeals to have the charges dropped. His repeated refusal to testify to the commission has led to a judicial stalemate. He has been named directly or indirectly by more than 30 witnesses before the panel, whose findings may be used for investigation and prosecution purposes. Zimbabwe's Justice Minister has accused the judiciary and declared it had been captured by foreign forces in order to destabilize the government after the High Court ruled it was illegal to extend the tenure of the Chief Justice by 5 more years. 3 judges of the High Court said in a judgment that Luke Malaba has stopped being a judge and Chief Justice after he turned 70 years old. In a strongly worded statement, the minister, Ziyambi Zimyambi, declared they would appeal against the baseless and meaningless decision. He also added that a certain group of judges always passed judgments that sought to tarnish the image of the government. Over the last year, there has been an increase in the arrest and prosecution of government opponents, which critics say is a sign that the president is reverting to the authoritarian tendencies seen under his predecessor, Robert Mugabe.
We have come to the end of this first edition of the news on DBS TV for this week. Thanks for watching and do well to stick with us until we meet tomorrow, same time. Until then, good night.